What's up, my peoples? Rahul Bach Hotel. Yes, sir. I'm back before y'all again with another eye-opening light code transmission. Let us reason together, my viewers, listeners, and supporters. Wow, what a day. What a time we are living in terms of, us being able to receive knowledge that will free us from all kinds of games that's being played. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get straight to it in terms of representing our true spiritual science, which is a force to be reckoned with. I'm not here to play games. Right? I'm here to shed light in such a way where people will receive this divine message that is meant to open your mind, where you can see things from better perspectives and different angles that you may have not pondered on certain things, right? Now, for instance, earlier today, I was listening to this channel on the radio, which was termed like a station for black news. And as I was listening to it, oh my goodness, it was like the floodgates of calamities and what they call iconoclastic events or calamity type events, right? That they was constantly broadcasting with minimal good news regarding like the issue of reparations being fought for us through the state of California by certain persons who was a part of a certain group called, I think, the Reparations Task Force. Now, mind you, how do we involve ourselves in worthwhile causes that will help us advance beyond our current political issues to where we can really establish some kind of success that will be recognized politically in the international pictures of the nations of the world. Now, domestically here in the United States, right? You would think us as Nuwapians, right? Or black people or Nubians, we are in a state of emergency. Now, wait a minute. There are certain states of emergency that need immediate attention to certain situations that may appear not well, but they deserve immediate attention for that ill situation to be nursed back to health in a way where that situation will be made whole. Now, mind you, us as men in the black community, in addition to our women in the black community, in addition to our children in the black community, to where regarding the black family units, are our people just giving into the whims of what's considered the American society, like we are one with the nation, where we have beneficial access, right, to all the resources of the government. Now, mind you, we don't want to be confused. We want to have clarity of mind of where we stand as a people. In the elements of what's considered this multicultural melting pot that we are in. So when you say melting pot, what are we melting into, or what are we blending into? What are we integrating into, or what are we assimilating into? And by us assimilating into these certain directions, who is leading us in these directions to the point where who are these people representing the leadership? Is it the Congressional Black Caucus? Is it the NAACP? Is it organizations that have been constructed by white people, right? Or certain white people who have analyzed a certain organizational group to serve as a certain model for us to be in agreement with as a people, without our independent input and say so about these particular appointed groups that they have appointed to lead us in a certain direction in this multicultural, so-called multicultural society. Now, mind you, there's a lot of positive aspects about the United States of America, but yet, regarding us as a Nubian people. We are a nation within a nation with a deep, rich Moorish history reflecting the foundation of this country. Right? For instance, let's get down to business. See, we are in a specific era of time right now where our thinking has to be extremely powerful. For instance, regarding this food for thought from this particular reading material that I want to get into, that's going to spark an intelligent line of reasoning that will be connected with sound right reasoning, which is something that we take very serious because it is a particular mindset through the knowledge that help us to gain ground and get somewhere. You know, making positive connections, right? With good relationships. You know what I'm saying? Connected with people in all walks of life. Now, for instance, this new food for thought regarding this information, right? Now, at this time, many are going to and fro in the earth. Some are seeking knowledge, and others are seeking to devour. You must have discernment in this era of time. The spirit of discernment, right? Those who are seeking knowledge must first be a student. Then they become a teacher. Like me, for instance, right? I am a student teacher to where the knowledge that I'm sharing, right, is about higher learning and setting the minds of the captives free. You know what? Now, by me saying that, right? I mean, how could there be people who don't like that? You know what I'm saying? But yet there are more people who do like that and who need that. You know what I'm saying? So, for those that have an ear, let them hear what the Spirit has to say to the temples. Now this goes on to read, right? Those who are seeking knowledge must first be a student, then they become a teacher. As the teacher only appears when the student is ready. This also means for those who choose a teacher, they must check to see if the one they have chosen has ever been a student themselves. If not, they may be misguided and ill taught. Be careful. Moors and Nuwapians. Look, be careful, my brothers and sisters. Some of your own wearing fezzes and turbans will put you back in slavery. Now wait, stop right there. Just think about that. Be careful, my fellow Nuwabian Moors, my Nubian brothers and sisters, my black people. We know that the term black is a political tag name that put our people who identify with that term in a certain jurisdiction of a certain citizen status. But the sake of this like whole transmission is to just keep things in this proper perspective, right? To where we want to make sense that will lead us to the right results that we can depend on, to the point where we know the knowledge that we are operating from, we know that it works. Now this goes on to read again, right? Be careful, my people, or Nuwabians and Moors, right? Some of your own wearing turbans and fezzes will put you back into slavery. So when the master teacher wrote the book, Are There Black Devils? Yes. And they work hand in hand with the African proverb that say this: the forest said to the axe, the handle is one of us. Now picture the forest. But yet, you have certain people that use instruments of the axe, right? The axe is made up of a sharp silver, or maybe the silver represent white supremacy, right? The axe is made up of a wooden handle with a sharp metal knife attachment to it for the purpose of cutting wood of the trees. So the forest is saying to the axe, talking to white people, the handle is one of us, as far as like black people who be working with white people to keep their own people down. The forest said to the axe, the handle is one of us. But yet, the consciousness of the black people who work in service of white supremacy to help keep their own people put back in slavery. What kind of treasonous act is that? So, a lot of our people in our nation is in need of psychological repairing to stop these unhealthy activities in a way that will cause us to be respected as a people with the rest of the best in civilized society. But mind you, we see the reality of certain levels, right, of the intelligence communities, to where we see people play war games. So regarding this food for thought, this psychological warfare, military warfare, and spiritual warfare is at an all-time high. Now, what direction is the planet going? What direction are the nations of the earth going? And most certainly, regarding my individual self, right? Where am I going? I have an idea. See, divine intervention gives us an opportunity to be in tune with natural nature. So, who paying attention to the voice of natural nature? A whole lot of us are. And I remember this certain biblical term where it was talking about how certain babes in knowledge will confound the wise in this world. So this pipeline of information being activated through us, through the opening of the seventh seal, right? We are creating positive think tanks, right? Positive think tanks where we can brainstorm through our true spiritual science. How to come up with solutions of social sciences that will help influence people to make positive corrections in their character that will be in tune with the higher learning of what time it really is in these dimensional shifts that has taken place not only in nature but also in people's minds and in people's hearts, who is ready for change. Now, for a lot of us who is doing this righteous work, who will not put our people back in slavery, we deserve an applause. You know what I'm saying? Because we making history in a way to where we are to be remembered as warriors and soldiers, gods and goddesses, you know, who is serving a good purpose while we live. We want to eradicate the human suffering. We want to eradicate the pain. We want to eradicate the trauma. We want to eradicate the brutalities of wicked things that have caused our people to fall to such a low state to where our people have lost the knowledge of themselves. Now, mind you, this particular line of reasoning, right, that say eventually the new information designed to get you to thinking so you can free yourself. In the words of Noble Drew Ali, take what I have given you. Now save yourself with it. Are our people saving themselves with the knowledge? Or is a lot of our people who should be ashamed of themselves, right? Corrupting the knowledge and using it for certain personal gain. What is it that a man gained the world and loses his or her soul? Think about that. Now, regarding this food for thought, right? This is saying like confusion brings attention. There is nothing new under the sun. All matters regarding the liberties of the people have already been scribed. All rules of engagement are already scribed. All we need to do is enforce it. Study to show ourselves approved. Ignorance to the law ain't no excuse. So when Noble Drew Ali brought certain civics studies for us to be sharp in what real law is, right? And save ourselves from a law perspective. It's already written there in law. All we got to do is proclaim it through knowing it. So, by us knowing it, certain magic spells can't manipulate us, right? That where the forces of the evil ones won't be able to pull their technology over on us. Now, for instance, that is what the prophet brought, and that is what he said. Any new laws made within the temple was for the members, for the purpose of guiding and preparing members to ultimately take their place amongst the affairs of men when they go out into the world and link themselves back to the family of nations. We need to try that on for a few generations at least, which is what getting it into the youth is all about, right? We got to get this knowledge not only in the older people, middle-aged people, but the youth of our people. Now, dealing with the awareness of these court systems. Consular courts are not a government. On our recent broadcast regarding consular courts, we gave the definition and purpose of consular court directly from the congressional records and explained the repeal in 1956 and why we remained neutral to the subject and did not give any specific components or concepts to the now various risings of consular courts. Do not be a blind follower. This topic is a perfect example of why we must study, right? Below is the direct link to our broadcast, right? at this particular time, this link was at actually a little while ago, right? But for the sake of the reality of how consular courts are not government, these things we can look up because we have elements of our government that constitute to be what's called a de jure government, which is the real government, and the government that's not the real government, called a de facto government or the de facto government, which is a color of law system where it appears that they operating out of law, but in all actuality is not law at all, which makes it a part of a de facto government system. So in knowing this, you got people out here who get in trouble with the law when they commit a certain crime, a real crime, right? When they have hurt somebody, did damage to somebody's property, or got caught in the act of committing a real crime, right? They go with the due process of getting arraigned all the way to sentencing for their crime. The guilty party, like, ignorance to the law is no excuse. Be careful of the things we do. Now, if we out here committing acts that attract negative attention, as far as criminal behavior, right, then there's consequences for that. So to avoid that and have a righteous mindset where you conduct yourself in society in a way where you're not committing real crimes, doing damage to anyone's property or anything of that particular nature, right? You keep a negative attention off of you where you will be considered one who is of peace. Now, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the kingdom of heaven. This is a deep psychology here, man. That's why knowledge is indeed power. So we want to continue with regards to this information dealing with the time, dealing with that this being a time of truth, right? So we want to resume with this particular line of reasoning. The buzz about the Moors Consular Court. We have been receiving inquiries as to a consular court having a signing this month. If you have had the experience of asking several different people and getting a different answer as to the purpose or purposes of it, you will have to wait until that event to know what they are presenting for the people. What is the people being presented with today? What we do know about consular courts is that they were originally established for foreigners to enforce treaties across the land. as for the Moroccan American land, upon the establishing and enforcing of the Moroccan American National Constitution, the supreme law of the land for the United States of America, corporation or corporate citizens, wherein within the Constitution all treaties are included to be enforced. Article 6. An admiralty law is also included. Article 3. Consular courts were established for foreigners until the Constitution and judiciary venues were set up in harmony with the law of the land and solidly taught and enforced. This is why they were repealed. Foreigners could claim their citizenship to the USA. Natural people could not, cannot, and ought not, as they, USA, its founders are not your ancestors, and you are not members, citizens of the USA Corporation, even though it operates on or upon the Moroccan American soil. Thus, Article 12 of the original 13th Amendment states that descendants of Africans cannot be citizens of USA. Many may think this is some kind of bias due to lack of study and knowledge of the law and history. I trust now you will understand that it is not. As well, the prophet said to enforce the Constitution so you are not molested by other citizens. If we spent time doing that, we would not have time to slander each other, nor would we keep looking for European processes. First, of course, we have to know the Constitution as a fundamental foundation, and if we were active with that, we would be the united front and force we are looking for, right? The Bays are the enforcers of the law whenever, wherever they may be with their regal retinue. Moors are not foreigners in their own land. We Nubians, we are not foreigners in our native land. You know what I'm saying? In our own land. They may be prisoners mentally due to being in a state of amnesia, where our people been totally brainwashed to be in the dark about these nomenclatures here and terminologies regarding our lawful statuses of the land, right? They may be prisoners mentally, but not foreigners. This is our native land. We built this nation, right? This is also why the prophet said the supreme issue is to enforce the Constitution for the United States of America and to place your trust upon issues and names from your names formed by your own forefathers and foremothers. Now, the master teacher be saying, making statements like, "Don't believe me. Check it out. The information is out here, y'all. Don't believe me? Check it out. But guess what? Believe in me. Believe in the master teacher. The master teacher didn't bring us this outformation for nothing. These are not frivolous activities. This is sincere knowledge to help change our mentalities into illuminated minds. You know what I'm saying? For instance, right? Let's get ready to go in deep. Now, with that said, let's get off into our true spiritual science regarding the doctrine. This is from the Millennium Scrolls of the Master Teacher, Panabab Yanun. Now, the 9 ether forces that is truly beneficial to us is a healing force that will enable us to expand, right? Our knowledge spectrum in a way where we would invest in our spiritual makeup. Now, the Om chant, just let it permeate through that. We just let the Om chant connect with you for a minute. Great spiritual teachings that come to spiritually cleanse us all so we can go to the next level, y'all. Much love to Pa Nabab Yanun. Now, connect with that Om chant. That's a reflection of our inner soul, connected to the universe, the dual verse, the triverses, the omniverses, collectively connected to the all, positive vibes, good vibes only. You know what I'm saying? This Om chant is a cleansing force. Of spiritual healing. Okay, now let's get ready and go in. Now the master teacher asked this particular question, right? Now, I have never said believe me. I said the word believe is to lie to Eve's children. Lie, Eve. To lie to Eve's children. Where did that happen at? Right in your book of Genesis, where it says the devil is going to be out for the seed of the woman. He got beat. So he's out for our woman. Now look at the condition of our women out here compared to other races' women. Why do our women appear to be so rebellious out here? Now here it is. We brothers out here doing the right thing. But yet, we get overlooked to where these women end up in the hands of the wrong type of people. But we sitting back witnessing this, but guess what? It's not something to laugh at, but yet we will have the last laugh. See, the evil one said, I'm gonna make what's wrong look right and what's right look wrong. So the enmity that's supposed to be between the devil seed with the black woman are supposed to have deep-seated hatred against this beastly demonic beast. This devil beast, right? She don't. Look at the trick knowledge, where the things of the activities of this particular beast are fair seeming to her, to where she had become a willing vessel to connect with those particular spirit forces that causes her to be in a mentality of them particular 6 ether forces and beings. But yet, she don't have to. She can separate herself from the unclean things of the world and the unclean things of them particular people made up of that world, right? And connect with her original God, who is cleansed of the unclean things of that world and the mentality of the people in that world. We waiting for y'all to come on and get right. See, a lot of us have done the necessary internal work for us to welcome y'all in where you belong. But yet, a lot of y'all are under the influences of mind-altering ideas that have caused y'all to be confused. Those mind-altering ideas trigger confusion in y'all minds, but yet y'all think y'all are in order, but you in disorder. Where you have people witnessing y'all behavior in a way where they like, we letting them serve us as an example of how not to be. So these other men of other races got control of their woman, but our woman don't want to listen to us when we are upstanding men, right? Who is honorable for y'all to respect our power to control. But for certain reasons, the society try to look at the black man in a certain way where this shit, excuse my language, but this bullshit that we go through and cope with and always end up being victorious and coming out shining like gold. You know what I'm saying? How dare you people? You know what I'm saying? Try to front like y'all like us. Man, we the most strongest beings on this planet. But at the same time, we humble. And all this constant lying y'all doing, we see through it. Especially for a lot of us that's in our right mind, we see right through it. But guess what? It's me you want to come to because you see that we strong. Majority of these other men out here go through what we be going through, they'll crack up and fall apart. You wouldn't be able to handle them certain pressures. You know what I'm saying? Look at what we constantly win against. It's this time for us to be the rulers that we naturally are in our DNA as Nuwapians. Men of valor, strength, wisdom, beauty, and can't nobody take it away from us. You know what I'm saying? But back to what this was saying though. See, no one wins the race in racism true enough, right? So therefore, we don't engage in that. For those who do engage in that, they got insecurity problems. We don't have them problems, but yet our women has to be critiqued in a certain way where they have to humble themselves and listen to our leadership. We ain't gonna steer y'all wrong. Y'all just have to quit being hard-headed. So our true cultural norms can be established, you know what I'm saying, without the unnecessary headaches. You know what I'm saying? So the remedy to get rid of the headaches is for y'all to cooperate with me, for y'all to cooperate with us, so the record can be set straight where we then will really be getting somewhere, making progress together. But back to what this is saying, you know what I'm saying? The reality is, it still struggles to overcome because the devil stay busy keeping people misinformed to where they don't know nothing, to where they act stupid, to where they like stupid things, to where they like participating in childish, dumb, stupid arguments. You know what I'm saying? That does nobody any good. So, on the real side of things, wake up and get right with our true spiritual science that comes to heal us all. Now, this goes on to read. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start the question over again. Question. I have never said believe me. I said the word believe is to lie to Eve's children. Be like Eve. To lie to Eve's children. Where did that happen then? Right in your book of Genesis. When it says the devil is going to be out for the seed of the woman. He got beat. So he's out for the woman. If he can tear her down, he can tear us down. No, you can't tear me down, devil. I have what it takes to conquer you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going for it. Right? I'm not one of the ones. Right? Now, if he can tear her down, wait a minute. And a lot of you black women, don't allow yourself to be torn down. See, that's the key right there. See, when you let the devil in, all he's gonna want to do is drive you crazy, which is exactly what this beast have done. Drove y'all crazy, turned y'all inside out, where y'all living in the image of the beast out y'all freaking minds. Look at yourself and say you ain't out your mind. You out your mind. Well, you gotta get your mind right. You gotta get back in your right mind as far as being a reflection of your original culture. You have lost yourself. Now you have to find yourself. Brothers like me kicking knowledge like this and science like this is only for the sake of me organically trying to reach, or me organically reaching y'all minds to be connected with the right vibrations for you to connect with and be healed mentally. But y'all denial, you know what I'm saying, got y'all in the state of mind where y'all think you know it all but don't know nothing. You sick. And you need this medicine of truth that will enable you to reach deep down within your spirit and soul to change for the better. And quit thinking like, you know what I'm saying, you live in a life where you don't need no man. Where did that stupid mentality come from in a society that love to take advantage of manipulating y'all minds like that with materialistic access to things that cause y'all to turn on one another, where the women forget the natural use of themselves? Gone with the wind. With certain so-called political protections behind them abnormal decisions that y'all making to turn toward one another, contributing to y'all own extinction. Y'all gonna become extinct. We are supposed to be fruitful and multiply. Remember that? No, you don't remember that. You know why? Because the devil stay in your ears. The devil stay in y'all ears to blind y'all from making the connection with us real men. Now get the devil out your life. Get the devil out your ear and say, you know what? I want to let God in. Natural nature thinking in. You know, tell yourself, I want to be in tune with the real beauty of nature regarding the masculine and feminine principles. Now just continue to read, right? Regarding the evil one. If he can tear her down, he can tear us down. For they are our backbone. Or they pretend they are. If you go back to ancient Egypt, Tamaray. If you go back to ancient Egypt, Tamaray. Hold on. Right? If you go back to ancient Egypt, Tamaray, you see a woman is the backbone. He turned against our woman, and he's not against his woman. His woman control him. Now look at that picture. Regarding how the European culture is. You don't hear his white woman bad mouthing him talking about this white man, the white man ain't shit, or this white man ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? But y'all turn around talking about niggas, these niggas ain't shit, referring to your black men. What fools y'all be? What fools y'all be making yourself look like? Excuse the language, but I'm making a point. This is reality we dealing with. Y'all are under spells. And y'all so-called, sisters that's supposed to be woke, right? Y'all in the same mentality as the feminist haters, the feminist hate groups. The feminists, look, they hate groups. And can't nobody tell me different. It don't make no sense, how the psychology of these women originated from the white women creating the feminist organization, and how they slither all other nationalities of women to be in on they tricks. But you don't hear them talking about the white man with in a certain derogatory light, like how black women be talking about black men in a derogatory light, to the point where, by them being on the same page with the feminist ideology, collectively all the women look at the black man in unrealistic perspectives, where y'all all deceive yourselves out of having a good man. So y'all made that bed, lay in it. And I know that's an uncomfortable bed, but in the face of the world, you try to make it seem like you this tough lady. But in all actuality, beneath the surface of that toughness, it's the feminine woman that you was created to be, but you going against the grain. But you ain't fooling us. So by you going against the grain, guess what you doing? You going against the grain of your brain. And there's consequences for the particular kind of mentalities. Little do y'all know. That's why educated scientists and social scientists such as ourselves, who put work in to know about certain realities, you know what I'm saying? We don't self-destruct. We self-improve. You know what I'm saying? And keep on doing the knowledge and analyzing things in its proper perspective, to where it properly works in service of us, where we is doing things that gain favor in the eyes of the all. Now, for instance, right? Where we at? Okay, we still got time. So check this out, right? The white man, woman controls him. Now, this is the day and time that we got to open our minds and start to question people, and don't care who gets mad at you. What does that mean? Let me see. What does that mean? I'm questioning everything. I'm supposed to, after what I've been through during the Black Holocaust, or the Holocaust of our people, going through those furnaces of affliction, right? For us to turn out to be what we are today. But what is our mental condition? What is our spiritual condition? What is our social condition? What is our political condition? What is our economic condition? You know what I'm saying? What has happened to us? We have to deal with this. You have the Jewish community, who have the Anti-Defamation League. You know what I'm saying? Our community, we're supposed to have an Anti-Defamation League. Let alone black on black crime existing. It goes to show the mental illness in the black community. Our people have to really change our behavior and line ourselves up with the discipline and training, the mental training through these teachings that's here to enable us to be upright and righteous, because righteousness builds a nation up and wickedness tears it down. We got to get rid of the weak links of foul behavior. You know what I'm saying? We got to get rid of the weak links of foul behavior and become strong links in the nation through moral behavior, morality, to a degree to where it only makes sense to have morals and respect and love for ourselves. This goes on to read, right? This is the day and time that we got to open our minds and start to question people, and don't care who gets mad at you. What does that mean? Let me see that word for word what you talking about. Let me see where you got that from. And why do you have to say it? Why do I have to keep saying it? If it's true, why do I have to keep saying it? Why do I have to establish that there is only one God if there is only one God? Even though the all is the all, but yet we see that there are many gods. Which one do you serve? Or which one do you think you serve, thinking you serving that God, but in all actuality, you serving the devil? Or you serving a God that you know not about? That's why being wise is indeed something to desire for. Being having wisdom. Give me wisdom. For can't nothing be compared to it. All praise due to the all. Now, what we need is a reality, right? And that reality is going to make people hate you. Why not love me? Love me. I love you. But I ain't no fool. You know what I'm saying? If you my enemy, I gotta treat you as such. What you thought? Now, check this particular line of reasoning out though. What I put out is what I get back. So I'm sharing love, right? I'm looking forward to getting, to receiving love in return, right? But guess what? We living in times that's so twisted. People out here turning on good people that's in their life. That's causing the good people to separate themselves away from those deranged mentalities. The master teacher had made a statement, right? It was funny as it was funny as a mug. He was like, certain black people, after coming in contact and receiving right knowledge, right? And yet, given to certain the disagreeable side of their nature, of their will, is a deranged entity indeed. Deranged entities. That's what's out here, a lot of deranged entities. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about the issue of trust. Nigga, please. Trust. Can't trust nobody. Only a certain chosen special few you can trust. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about the lunar cycle. We done came out the lunar cycle. We is in the sun cycle now. Right? And in the sun cycle is to be free from the lunatic state of mind. These teachings is such a healing for the mind, to put the mind in proper order and sequence. Now, the plan of the extraterrestrials, right? Have plans. Do we have any kind of awareness what their plans are? Yes. But for those who don't like to read, like they say, you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. Because these niggas don't read. And that's y'all problem. Y'all have to become readers again, my people. The military operations that's in place right now is indeed military and strategic in nature. You know what I'm saying? You have to know how to maneuver out here. You know what I'm saying? So, not to be talking down on our people, right? Because once upon a time, those that know knew not. I was one of them. But guess what now, though? I am one of the ones that know now. You know why? Because I value wisdom. Give me wisdom, baby. Give me wisdom. Where I properly use it to contribute to my longevity in life. Our conduct determines our survival. Listen to the words that I speak. They save lives. I know what I'm talking about. I done experienced a lot of things that caused me to turn out right. I know what I'm talking about. And these teachings is a part of my molding into me being an illuminated mind. This goes on to read, right? What we need is a reality. And that reality is going to make people hate you the way they hated me. That is insane. That is nuts. Think about it. That is crazy. What you gonna hate on me for? Because I'm bringing enlightening knowledge that deprograms the mind into proper programming, which is not enslavement, but is real education. Right? Because, right, when I first started teaching in this country, they hated my guts. They attempted my assassination maybe 50 times, but the Lord did not have it made that way. Exactly. Like with me, right? All praise due to the Most High. I'm divinely protected against those kind of thought forms, because you know why? I do right and I deserve the respect that I'm supposed to have, standing for the good representation of life, right? Now, he wanted me to get at least to this day and time the Most High. When you are at least to this point, when you are starting to open up and see that I am not your enemy. Yes, the master teacher is indeed our friend. I love you too. You know what I'm saying? Look at this smile on my face. I got a beautiful smile, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Much love to my viewers, listeners, and supporters. We love over here instead of hate. You know what I'm saying? We know what we dealing with out here. Don't get it twisted. We know what we dealing with. Back to what this is saying though. Right? I am not your enemy. I am your friend. Now, no more than Christ was when he came amongst a whole bunch of people that were under the rule of another people. Now, haven't we been under the rule of another people? Like, for instance, the immature laws that they was proposing down there in, Mississippi, here in 2023, right now, contemporarily and currently, regarding certain segregation laws. Really? Those particular kind of people in the South, in Mississippi, here in 2023, we ain't having that nowhere else. But guess what? For the hate mongers who want to perpetuate such a vile, foul, unrefined aspect of society like that, it really shows you how animalistic these forces are and their mentalities. That's just so stupid and ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance to the law is no excuse for them who call theyself wanting to bring that to pass, right? That apply to everyone. Ignorance to the law, no excuse. That is abolished. Those kind of societal, unrefined, uncivilized aspects of society. Throw that BS in the garbage. You know what I'm saying? It has no place in the society. Y'all out y'all minds. People's mentalities that have evolved to such to a greater like social status, to where it clearly shows you the childishness of those people. They ain't even worth your time, but yet they playing those kind of childish games. We beyond that. But yet, we got to deal with that and keep that in check, though. Now, this goes on to read, right? Now, I am not your enemy, no more than Christ was when he came amongst a whole bunch of people that were under a rule of another people. He had them convinced that you better not strap against that system, because if you do, you are going to lose your job or your livelihood. That's another sick, immature reason for messing with people, because they have a mentality to not be childish, but yet show adult traits and questioning the obvious, to where you making sense of a situation that's not insane. You making sense of a situation that's sane, to where those particular employers will respect and honor your input about a certain situation that will not cause you to lose your job if you're a person who have a job. You know what I'm saying? The world needs intelligent people today, period. And there's a lot of intelligent people in the world who deserve they kudos, or like some lingo people like to use, or they flowers right now. So I am not your enemy. I am your friend who is an asset, you know what I'm saying, to the environment, because of me being in my right mind or being a smart individual. I want a reputation to where I'm considered to be smart. I love that. Now check this out, right? They are afraid of this day and time. Who is the day? We not gonna not be, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to be out of power forever. Human beings not made to be oppressed for long durations of time or short durations of time. You know what I'm saying? The law of karma indeed is at work, to the point where just stay out the way. The negative karmas that a lot of other people is creating in the world, let them do that effed up stuff, that effed up stuff, right? But you don't do it. Step back, stay out the negative, stay out the way of the negative karmas of the world. You have to know how to do these things, to where by you knowing how to think, you can save yourself. Now, they are afraid of this day and time, and this is the last time, because now that we are on the last hope, they're on their last hope. This is our last hope. If you don't get our true spiritual science, Nuwabu, like he say, you just not gonna make it. And they on their last hope. So you know what's gonna have to take place? A great cooperation with natural nature for everyone on the planet to get these teachings through us, the master teacher. And guess what? Yeah, he a Nuwabian. We are Nuwabians. We black, but we know in a language that y'all can understand, us as black people, the solutions are coming through us. We are the solutions. Right? Oh, this chant so great. Love this chant. The greatest of all time, baby. Right? Now the solutions is coming through us with this particular terminology and lingo and sayings, right? Now, for instance, this is the last time, because now that we are on our last hope, they are on their last hope. Their system in the world is falling apart. Every day people are leaving the coast. So great collaboration has to take place to where we built this country anyway. So for us to get excluded from a lot of aspects of the success of the country, that was very wrong. But guess what? We have hearts of gold. You know what I'm saying? Through the treatment that we have endured, the post-traumatic slave syndrome. Are y'all paying attention to that? This is real. This is reality. The post-traumatic slave syndrome that have affected our people, like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was talking about, how our people's minds have been destroyed to the point where we have to be completely re-educated. But yet, you negative slave mentality niggas out here got the nerve to be committing certain acts like crabs in a bucket to keep your own people down. That is insanity. So a lot of our people got to correct the error of their ways. But for us who get the message, right, and who have corrected the error of our ways a long time ago, who have an understanding that we are not each other's enemies, we are each other's friend. Now, as far as the fall of America, can it be averted? There's a lot of hard-headed people out here, boy. Can it be averted? Higher vibration time. This is the alignment time. This goes on to read, right? Their system in the world is falling apart. Everyday people are leaving the coast. As you learn your Lahaj or language, Nuwapi, Nuwapuyi, Nuwapi, it's going to call for you to use tones you have stopped using. And that calls you to lose. Let me read this again. It's going to call for you to use tones you have stopped using. And that calls you to lose your brain again. It's going to call for you to use tones you have stopped using. And that calls you to lose your brain again. Nuwapic is going to help you realign your brain. Our brain health. Our brain is being restored through the building blocks of right knowledge. It's back to music again. And that's how we spoke. We spoke in tones. They took the tones out. And taking the tones out, they took the rhythm out. Look at a lot of our people out here today. Notice how a lot of them lack certain flavor, where it's like they lost their style. To the point, so much so, where they living in the image of the beast. Soulless, no love, cold-hearted, jealous, envious, egotistical. Right? So, for our people to, a lot of our people, to get back in their right mind, it's going to have to be through right knowledge. Now, as far as this being a alignment time for us to get in tune with a certain order of the universe, right? These disagreeable beings, they unaligned us. They unaligned us. They turned us out our own. They turned us off of our own station. They turned us off of our own station. Now we got to get back, fine tune back on our own station. We lost the station we was on. Now the solution is here for us to get back on our own station where we will organically function, being in tune with natural nature and stop being unnatural. We get back in tune with being natural in natural nature. That feels so good to be a part of that solution where I feel back on my soul station. You know what I'm saying? Now, they turned us off of our own station. We got to get back on our own station so we can add to our brain waves, right? Our brain waves, our 800 megahertz. So the frequency of our brains is 800 megahertz, right? So we can align above the frequency they are sending in, or where we can align above the frequency they are sending out or in. We got to vibrate higher than this and get back on our beautiful station of Ashu, which is divine love frequencies. Isn't that wonderful, y'all? This is beautiful. The answer is here. The resources is here. And everybody on the planet will benefit from us being in our right minds. You hear certain talks, right? They like, oh man, just waiting for black people to get it together. Well, guess what? We getting it together. But at the same time, why would certain forces do what they did to Tamaray in Eatonton, Georgia? That land was cultivating us while we was being put back on our own station, being connected to the star constellations with the elder beings and things of this particular nature. But that didn't stop nothing. We getting even more better with time and making more stronger connections with the elders and our extraterrestrial connections. We are on our station, right? To have positive relations with the rest of the human family. And just continue to read, right? Now, so we have to, or we can align above the frequency they are sending in. If we stop getting down under him with it, stop liking what he's putting out. The only reason why we like what they doing is because we are into they mentality. Ain't nothing wrong with us getting out of their mentality and enter our mentality, because actually they trying to get into our 9-man mentality, but they are 6 ether beings. So it would be wise for them to humble themselves and make positive connections with us to create some kind of balance here. Because the egotistical fairy tale mentality of thinking that you better than us when you're not, it has to be replaced with accepting us regarding who we really are in our relationship or in our relation to y'all. We are gods. Period. So, as far as being spiritually mature beings with illuminated minds, we always have to rely on our right knowledge, being connected with Ma'at. Which is justice and balance. Now, for instance, right? Just continue to read. So we can align above the frequency they are sending in. If we stop getting down under him with it, stop liking what he's putting out, that's why the commercials are louder than the programs. It's called programming. That's why they call it a television program. What is coming on? What channel? What is coming on what channel? Channeling. Channel. The word channeling. What are we channeling? What is coming through us that we are channeling, right? And broadcasting ourselves through our behavior. What kind of spirit forces are we broadcasting? All the technology is right. All the technology is right there in front of you of what they are doing to your mind. Now, we know for a fact our minds have to be protected, right? Through not allowing anything, you know what I'm saying, for our minds to experience that's not good for our mental health. Our mental health is about sound right reasoning, sound experiences, right? Now, all the technology is right there in front of you of what they're doing to your mind. It's coming on Channel 8. What this program I am watching, right? They don't lie to you. They tell you what they're doing to you right in front of you, right? So, if that's the case, if they telling people what they are doing right in front of them to their face, like I've been seeing them do, right? That don't mean that I have to be influenced by that programming, because I'm already in, there's certain knowledge that's already encoded in my DNA that will allow me to channel that organic, natural nature program of the Most High without falling victim to the devil's civilization and tricknology and mind games or magic spells that they may try to cast through the media or televisions or radios. It won't work on us. So this resumes to read though. Okay, now they don't lie to you. They tell you what they are doing right in front of you. That's the pact they made in the book of Job, that they will, right, do anything they want to you but kill you. That's why they named the book of Job, right? That's why they named the book of Job. There is no such thing as Job. Ayub. Job means job, and that's where they start. Right? Now, regarding the jobs that we have out here in society, make me stand for something in life, right? And not succumb to the manipulations that try to cause us to go astray. We have to stay on the path, my people. This is another transmission I just wanted to come and build with my people with. You know what I'm saying? Positive energy to the people of the planet. I send out love for the sake of this light code transmission. May it have a positive effect on you and get you to think and embrace the truth, because we deserve it. See, the thing about the truth, right, that I have learned is that the truth makes us solid. Where the lies be on shifting sands that falls apart. The truth stand, falsehood perish. So, much love to my viewers, listeners, and supporters. May we stand in the light of things and stay rightly guided. You know what I'm saying? And know that we are loved, but we dealing with a certain fight where we constantly, dealing with these certain forces, you know what I'm saying, that be, I guess they be hating on us regardless. You know what I'm saying? Even though we not people's enemies, we are y'all friends. Peace and love and much ashu. Stay up, everybody, and keep your eyes open. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna prepare for another transmission. Stay tuned to this positive channel of communication. You know what I'm saying? For my viewers, listeners, and supporters. We are the winners.